Heather Dawson, and welcome to California Life. As always, we bring you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start with the best colleges in the state according to Forbes. At number 1, Williams College is the leading higher education institution in the U.S., followed by Stanford University and Swarthmore College. The first Ivy League school to show, Princeton University, comes in at number 4. 2 other Ivies made the top 10, Yale University at number 6 and Harvard University at number 7. Rounding out the 10 finest schools in America are Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Amherst College, U.S. Military Academy, and Pomona College. Well, Pomona College is a private liberal arts college in Claremont, California. Established in 1887, it is the founding member of the Claremont Colleges. Let's take a closer look at the city known for trees and PhDs. Claremont is a quaint city nestled in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains at the foot of Mount Baldy. Claremont is the last city in Los Angeles County, about an hour away from downtown LA. Driving down Indian Hill Boulevard, Claremont feels more like Connecticut than Southern California. Maybe that's why it's known for trees and PhDs.
It is a village. It is a community. We don't have any big boxes. We don't have any drive-through restaurants except one right off the 10 freeway. And I think that that effort has paid off in its uniqueness. I don't think you'll find another community in Southern California that has such an identity as Claremont does.
Claremont has more than 100 acres of parks stretching over the city's 13 square miles. The city was once part of the San Gabriel Mission, which was established in 1887 and incorporated in 1907. Today's population, 33,000. The first known inhabitants of Claremont region were the Serrano Indians. In 1771, they settled on a mesa a few hundred yards northeast of the intersection of Foothill and Indian Hill Boulevards. Smallpox took a heavy toll on the indigenous population, and by 1883, the few remaining Serrano Indians had left the area. In 1871, W.T. Tooch Martin, the first Anglo-European resident of Claremont, filed a claim on 156 acres near Indian Hill Boulevard. The Santa Fe Railroad ran through Claremont in 1887. This is where the city began, the village. The village houses many of Claremont's stores as well as City Hall, the Claremont Public Library, and Chamber of Commerce.
It is one of those cities where you feel like you know everybody. Everybody knows your name. I hate to use that, but you can walk around the village and you will definitely see someone you know.
What you don't see? Fast food restaurants.
We have a lot of unique shops, one-of-a-kind restaurants that you can have breakfast, lunch, or dinner at. We are also expanding the village area of Claremont.
Much of what Claremont is today is the direct result of actions taken by the community's founders more than 100 years ago. Trees planted at the turn of the century were surrounded by the local citrus industry. Claremont growers established one of the earliest citrus cooperatives that led to the Sunkist organization. So we got the trees covered, now the PhDs. The Claremont colleges have become one of the nation's most highly respected educational and cultural institutions. 7 colleges make up the Claremont Colleges: Pomona College, Claremont Graduate University, Scripps College, Claremont McKenna College, Harvey Mudd College, Pitzer College, and the Keck Graduate Institute of Applied Life Sciences. The founders of Pomona College wanted to establish a school of the New England style.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Students just starting preschool to middle school, high school, and college benefit from Claremont's educational environment.
Being here in Claremont, we're able to take the children over to the colleges for special events. We interact with the very active senior citizens that are in the community. We have extension programs where many college students and young faculty will come over and teach our students in the afternoon and be part of our arts program. So we'll have great workers such as Sam Malouf, who does great woodworking, and other various artists that are a local part of the Claremont community. So we're very lucky to tap into this great resources that's part of the city.
The city of Claremont has stuck to its roots, a quaint city filled with beautiful foliage, open spaces for nature, original restaurants and businesses, a well-known educational system, and a true village where you can relax under a tree and work on your PhD. But this next story has 25 ways to save 25%. David Wiley explains.
California is in its fourth year of drought. In many parts of the state, water supplies are running dangerously low. Virtually every community and water district has been ordered to drastically cut water use. So it's more important than ever to learn how to manage your own water usage. Typically, a large percentage of water use at any home is in the yard, watering grass, trees, and bushes.
Well, we find that in California in particular, about half of the water that people use outdoors is wasted, and most often it's from watering too much, watering too often, and not watering efficiently. Many people are still dragging hoses around the yard.
And the problem many Californians are facing is how to save their lawn and landscaping while meeting the new water use restrictions.
Well, especially now with the drought going on, it's really important to water efficiently. So putting in things like smart controllers that adjust themselves with the weather, or rain sensors, or high efficiency nozzles, even things like subsurface drip irrigation, what our homeowner has done here. You're watering the lawn from underneath, and you save a tremendous amount of water and keep the plants healthier. So a drip system in general is small amounts of water that are put out right at the root level of the plant. So with what Chris has here in a turf or a grass lawn application, it's a network of tubes, sort of like a high-tech soaker hose. And water comes out every 12 inches. It's very regulated and controlled. So you're watering a nice wide area, but again, you're watering it from underneath. But you can also use drip on shrubs, on potted plants, on garden beds. If you have a flower or vegetable garden, drip is a fantastic way to water.
And if subsurface irrigation is not for you, there is other technology that can save water and money, like weather-based or self-adjusting controllers.
They combine the traditional timer with a weather sensor, so it measures the temperature, the rainfall, and uses a database of 5 years of historical data to tell you exactly how much you should be watering, and it does the calculations for you. So you don't have to worry about going out and changing your clock or changing the times. It knows how much water you need based on the actual weather, and that keeps plants incredibly healthy and cuts your water bill by 30 to 70%.
And many of the devices, like the self-adjusting controllers, water-efficient nozzles, and drip irrigation systems, are eligible for rebates. You can check with your local water district for details. Making smart choices and using the latest technology can go a long ways in helping you save water during this difficult time.
Hi everyone, it's Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. Summer is finally here, so it's important to make the most of the festivals and fun in the sun. Here to help is celebrity lifestyle expert and red carpet host Valerie Greenberg, who wants to inspire everyone to make the most out of summer. So Valerie, can you tell us what is trending for home this summer?
I love Mackenzie Childs. They are the luxury aspirational home decor brand known for their iconic and distinctive designs that combine vibrant colors and pattern on pattern decor, best described as traditional with a twist. From July 18th to the 22nd, you can shop their popular barn sale for up to 60% off on more than 2,000 items.
And how about something to ensure comfort outdoors?
Sure. So OFF did a study last summer that revealed up to 40% of people actually stayed inside and avoided the outdoors because of insects. And I'm not going to let insects move my party indoors, because my favorite summer must-have to take back golden hour is OFF Clean Feel Insect Repellents. Now you can enjoy the fireworks and family dinners and barbecues and s'mores outdoors without the mosquitoes, biting flies, and ticks.
So when it comes to budgeting this summer, what do you suggest?
Well, whether you're planning a getaway, refreshing your wardrobe, or sprucing up your home, now you can do so responsibly by paying responsibly over time with Affirm for all of your must-have summer products with no late or hidden fees. Just use the Affirm app or visit affirm.com to get started and shop virtually anywhere.
That's really helpful. And how about some must-have fashion for summer?
Let's talk shoes. DSW has a huge semi-annual sale going on right now through July 7th. But if you miss it, don't worry, because they have an awesome clearance section that includes items up to 70% off. You can find your favorite high heels, perfect for summer date nights. Really something for every occasion. You can treat yourself to all the summer trends. For more information on everything we just talked about, visit tipsontv.com.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today, Valerie.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
This is Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back. Our guest is Shark Tank success story Jayla Siciliano. After striking a deal with Mark Cuban, Jayla has created a lighter, healthier drink that's worthy of America's wine culture. Its unique blend of low-calorie ingredients and great taste make Bonafere the ultimate wine spritzer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And I have to say, I've actually tried the product and I loved it. I think I might be the perfect demographic because, you know, you go to an event and maybe you don't want a beer, maybe you don't want a really heavy daiquiri, and it's somewhere just light and in between. What made you create this?
Similar to you, I used to work in an industry where there were a lot of dinners and travel, and I'm not a big beer drinker, but I love wine. And as I was getting older, I found I kind of needed a lighter option that I could sip on, have a few glasses, still make it to the gym in the morning. So I started making wine spritzers at home, and then I found friends started asking for them, and I decided this was really needed on the market. I quit my job, thought I'd have it off the ground in a year, and it's taken me quite a while to get it going, but things are finally going really well.
And you did have some hiccups early on.
It took me a year and a half to raise the first round of funding, and our first bottler ended up putting the caps on incorrectly, and the caps were leaking. We were actually shipping boxes and they were showing up soaking wet. So I lost over $100,000 worth of inventory, almost had to close the doors, ended up kind of finding a new bottler. My investors put in more money for a new production run, but I had no marketing money at that point. So that's when one of my advisors was like, you need to go on Shark Tank. So I applied, I actually got on, and that gave us a much needed boost of exposure to kind of get things going.
Were you surprised when Mark Cuban came forward?
Yeah, I was shocked, actually. I didn't think I was going to get a deal because I had so many issues going into the business. I'd already raised all this money. Alcohol is a crazy industry. So super, super thankful that he made me an offer and ended up partnering with him. He's been amazing to work with.
I love the packaging, and you have the aluminum. Tell me a little bit about that.
So that was actually Mark's initiative. Right after we closed the deal, he was saying, we need a pool-friendly container. We found this unique aluminum bottle that's made in Europe. It's definitely that perfect fit for this lighter, kind of healthier summertime wine option.
What are your plans on just marketing it?
We're really focused on a lot of moms, but it's really people who are kind of active and healthy. They love to drink wine, but they think about kind of what they're putting in their body. They think about the ingredients. We have a full nutritional panel on the back of every bottle, so you can see exactly what's in it. It's 0 sugar, nothing added to it, no preservatives. So really doing a lot of fitness events, fashion events. We work with a lot of spas and salons, and so very kind of grassroots marketing. And we finally got to a point where we're able to donate 1% of sales back to micro-lending programs. I never would have gotten this off the ground if somebody didn't give me money and believe in me to do this, so that's something I'm really passionate about, and giving that back.
How many calories are in a serving?
100 calories in an 8-ounce serving, so 300 calories in the whole 750 ml bottle, so about half the calories of regular wine.
It is something that you have to taste, so what's the best way for somebody to get the product?
We can ship to 37 states online at bonafere.com. We're in most Whole Foods throughout California and Texas, Total Wine, and select retailers. If you go to our website, you can see a retailer's page on there.
Well, thank you so much, Jayla. And again, I'm a big fan. I do love it, and I wish you all the success.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And coming up next here, we've got the best of entertainment, so don't go away.
Hi
Hi everyone, it's Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. Joining us today is author and nutritionist Pam Nisevich-Bede, who is teaming up with Pedialyte and the global healthcare company Abbott to share timely tips for proper hydration. Pam, can you tell us, why is hydration so important, and what are some of the signs of dehydration?
So as a sports dietitian, mom to 3 active kids, and as an active and sweaty runner myself, I can tell you hydration is so important to keep us moving optimally, to help us tackle whatever our day hands us. 60 to 70% of our bodies are made up of water, and losing just 2% of body weight due to dehydration can really set us back. So we might start experiencing some of those common symptoms like fatigue, dizziness, irritability, headaches associated with dehydration. And unfortunately, thirst is not always our best indicator of when we need to start adding in fluids or if we're falling behind on fluids. So we want to be very proactive about the fluids and the electrolytes that we're taking in throughout the day so we can prevent some of those common symptoms of dehydration.
Yeah, it's definitely important, especially in these hotter months. So what are some ways to beat the heat?
Think through your day, the before, the during, and after. So before you head out the door during these summer months, before you head out the door, if you're being very active, you're going to be sweating a lot, start preloading those fluids. So add in the water, but also add in the clinically backed, scientifically blended Pedialyte, because it's got the right blend of fluids and electrolytes. Electrolytes are special minerals like sodium, potassium, chloride. Those are the common nutrients that we're losing in sweat. Water alone is not going to replace them back or at the right level, so we need to make sure we're adding in the correct amount. During activity, we want to be sipping on fluids throughout that activity, replacing the electrolytes if we're losing them, if it's hot and humid out. And afterwards, we're rehydrating. So we're grabbing Pedialyte freezer pops for a refreshing and cool treat. We're sipping on fluids throughout the day to maintain that hydration balance.
Where can we go for more information?
You can learn more at Pedialyte.com. You can find Pedialyte in the baby and pharmacy aisle and also on Amazon.com.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today, Pam.
Thank you, Alexis.
Hi, everyone. It's Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. In the world of film and storytelling, few directors manage to consistently push the boundaries of creativity and innovation. Dan Covert is one such visionary. His latest work, Geoff McFetridge Drawing a Life, explores the life and art of one of the most highly demanded artists. Welcome, Dan Covert.
Thanks for having me.
Dan, can you tell me what inspired you to create and just be involved in this documentary?
So really drawn into the work. I think that was first and foremost, and wanted to kind of share that work with the world. But the more we started filming together, I realized there was this larger story, which is how he spends his time, how he moves through the world, how he's balancing all these things in his life. What does it mean to lead a fulfilling life? What do you put your time towards? So obviously about Geoff and his work, but then also about how he's moved into the world and how that could be an inspiration for anyone.
You described the documentary as poetic. So what techniques or approaches did you use to kind of help achieve this style and tone?
Yeah, a lot of it is derived from looking at his work, which is primarily paintings that are geometric and very kind of poetic themselves, both in the simplicity, but then also in the depth once you are grabbed in by the simplicity, in a very sensitive way that felt like it honored his work and was inspired by his work. So that was this nice process of like working to capture an artist, but then using all of my language as a director as well to kind of like bring out that from a cinematic point of view.
What message or impact do you hope the documentary has on its audience?
Ultimately, I think I want to have people be aware of Geoff and his work. That's first and foremost. But I think secondly, using him as an inspiration to take a step back and look at how we all live our lives and how we spend our own time. I think he's very good at breaking these rhythms and these routines to challenge himself and go down new avenues where maybe take these risks that a lot of us wouldn't do. Really excited to have the film go out there on July 2nd that the world can see.
Well, I'm very excited to see it. And thank you for sharing your insights and just the journey that you went on when creating the documentary. This is Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. Thank you, Dan, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
That's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.